What if the clothes you wear could help you manifest the freedom, the success, the confidence you're seeking in life? Today, I'm going to show you that dressing for the life you want isn't just a style trick, but a real tool that you can use to your advantage to create the life that you want. I've done it and you can too. Now, if you're a skeptic out there and you're thinking, what are you talking about, Sarah? Well, let me say that if I was a betting person, I would bet that most of us have actually engaged in this manifestation already. Think about if you've ever attended an interview, you have dressed in a certain way in the hope of getting that job. Right? So you are dressing in a way to manifest your future. So we've all done it. And the thing is, it actually works. If you're new to my channel, you are very welcome. My name is Sarah and welcome back to all the regulars. It's always great to see you here. My channel is all about helping you reclaim your identity and style. So let's get into today's video. It's very easy to think of style, particularly fashion, as something that's superficial. But the truth is we can use what we wear as a signal, both to ourselves in terms of how we feel and to the world and how people perceive us. Just like I mentioned before about the interview, when you dress for an interview, you are sending out a signal to the interviewers to say that you're professional, you're taking the opportunity seriously, you're sending a signal that you're capable. But not only that, when you dress in a certain way, there's something called enclothed cognition. And this is the psychology behind this theory of manifesting with your wardrobe. There has been many studies done to show that we actually perform better and we feel more confident depending on the clothes that we wear. I'd love to know your experiences in the chat below. Have you ever dressed in a certain way, perhaps for an interview or another occasion, that gave you that boost of confidence, that signaled to the world that you are ready for an opportunity? Do let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. To share my own journey and story here for a moment, I used to work as an English teacher as part of my many jobs in the past. But for as long as I can remember, I've always known that I'd want to work for myself. So when I was dressing for this job, going in to teach English, I always dressed in a way that I was turning up as if this was my business, that I was showing up with confidence, with determination, with success. And in fact, the other teachers used to comment on the way I would turn up. They were like, you're walking in here like you own the place. And they meant that in the best possible way, of course, as well. But I noticed that I was dressing differently to other people around me. At that point in my life, I knew that that job was a transition point for me, that I was moving towards something that I wanted for myself in life, that I wanted to manifest. And I was dressing for that. Whether that was consciously doing that or subconsciously, I was dressing for who I wanted to be, for the life that I wanted. And fast forward a few years, I am working for myself and I'm loving what I'm doing. But you know what? I'm still working towards another future for myself. And my wardrobe reflects that. So let me share with you some steps that can help you get on this road to manifesting your future self with your wardrobe. So if you're still with me, let's get into step one, which is visualizing your future self. That's the most important thing that I always say to people is you have to know what you want, whether it's the goals in dressing, and you know I speak about that all the time. Not everybody wants to be an hourglass. You have to know what you want for yourself. If that's unclear, then you can guarantee your wardrobe is going to reflect that. So who do you want to be in the future? What are they doing? How do they behave? Who are they socializing with? Where are they spending their time? And what are they wearing? When they go shopping, what style choices are they making? If your answers are something different to what's currently happening, then there needs to be some adjustment at this point to help you move towards your future self. Step two is all about decluttering what does not align with this future version of yourself. So again, thinking about that person who is living the ideal life, whatever you want for yourself, and they look into the wardrobe, are they seeing things in the wardrobe that they think, no, this person and this person does not align? So if you're looking into your wardrobe right now and you're thinking, oh, well, there's raggedy old sweaters and there's holes in things, and yes, you can repair some things. Of course, I'm all for that. You know that here. But we have to start thinking about the future self. Who is that person? What are they wearing? Looking in your closet right now, what pieces would you take out that does not align with that person? The next step then is thinking about, well, where are you going to invest your money going forward in terms of your closet? So it doesn't have to be a massive overhaul. You absolutely do not need to do that. But again, thinking of that future version of yourself, what they're doing, how they're spending their time, what they're wearing for those occasions, what key pieces would help you get to that place? Is it a fabulous outfit that would stand out when you're speaking on a stage? Is it a suit that you want to wear for your CEO position? Think carefully about what those items are and put money aside if you need to do that. Work towards your vision very deliberately, very intentionally. Step 4 is about dressing for the job you want, not the job you have. And I know some of you will have uniforms, and that's okay. You're kind of restricted in that sense. I was also in a job previously where I had to wear a uniform, and there was very strict instructions around wearing that uniform. I did not have the freedom to go off-piste and just tweak things. I couldn't do that. However, in my own time, I still dressed for that person that I wanted to become. It was elevated, it was powerful, it was a true reflection of the person I was becoming. If you do have the freedom to dress a little differently in your workplace, think about my situation like I told you when I was teaching. I elevated that. I was walking in like I owned the school, not like I was working for somebody else. And this wasn't looked upon badly. I got on really well with all my colleagues because they perceived me as somebody who was friendly, who was ambitious, who knew what I wanted, and I think people admire that. The next step is about embracing color psychology. So of course, you know me working with the color palette as always, but think about the particular colors that exist in your wardrobe and what they portray. You have lots of greens that signal energy, new life. Perhaps you have reds or oranges that signal passion. You can use color psychology to your advantage and make very deliberate choices. Perhaps if you are buying that power suit, think about what color that might be. So I want to be very clear here that this is not about faking it till you make it. I'm not really a fan of that saying because I think it says that you're not being authentic. You absolutely are. You're simply dipping into that part of yourself that you're becoming. So it absolutely is you. If you know that there's a bigger, brighter future, something different for you coming down the line, then dress for that. That is still you. Your style still has to align with the person who you truly are, and that is within you already. I hope this video has given you something to think about, not just about how your wardrobe is existing right now, but how you want it to look like going forward for the person you are becoming. Manifest the future that you want, just like I did and just like I'm doing, and watch the changes happen. If you've gotten this stage in the video, thank you so much. Please feel free to hit the like button if you enjoyed it or learned something new, and I'll see you again next week for another video. Take care. Bye bye.